Dogs are funny. They make us laugh. Their playful nature and boundless energy bring joy to our lives in ways we never imagined. Their antics are endlessly entertaining. Whether they're performing tricks, chasing their tails, or simply playing with their favorite toys, dogs have a way of captivating our hearts. From their wagging tails to their playful barks, dogs have a knack for brightening our days. Their happiness is infectious, and their enthusiasm is unmatched. But perhaps nothing is quite as hilarious as watching a dog try its best, only to fail spectacularly in a flurry of flailing paws and confused expressions. These moments are pure comedy gold. These moments, often involving a miscalculation in speed, trajectory, or sheer enthusiasm, remind us that even in their clumsiness, dogs are utterly endearing. Their determination, despite the odds, is truly admirable. Whether they're tripping over their own feet, misjudging a leap, or getting caught up in their own excitement, dogs have a unique ability to turn an ordinary moment into a side-splitting spectacle. Their innocence and exuberance make every stumble a delightful experience. So, buckle up and get ready for a heartwarming journey through the wonderful world of dogs and their hilarious mishaps. Get ready to laugh. These furry friends never fail to surprise us with their antics. You won't believe what happens next. Each moment is a testament to their playful spirit and the joy they bring into our lives. It was a sunny afternoon. Buster, a portly beagle with a nose for trouble, was enjoying some backyard relaxation, his ears perked up. The delicious scent of sausages grilling wafted through the air. Buster's tail wagged furiously. He loved sausages. He had to get closer. He edged closer to the picnic table, his eyes fixed on the prize. Stealthily, he crept forward, his belly brushing the grass. But as he stretched his neck for a sniff, his paws slid out from under him on a rogue patch of ice. Down he went, landing with a comical thud right at his owner's feet, who chuckled and said, "Trying to steal a sausage, were you, Buster?" Picture this. A spacious living room, sunlight streaming through the windows. A bouncy tennis ball lay in the middle of the floor, practically begging to be chased. Enter Sparky, a Jack Russell terrier known for his boundless energy and questionable depth perception. Sparky spotted the ball. He was ready to play. With a joyous bark, he took off running, his little legs churning like a tiny furry engine. He leaped, aiming for the ball with unwavering determination. But alas, his jump carried him a little too far. He sailed over the ball, landing with a surprised yelp under a nearby rug. His owners laughed, shaking their heads as they heard the muffled sounds of him scrambling to free himself. In a bustling park, filled with the sounds of laughter and the sight of families enjoying the sunny day, two chubby pugs, Winston and Clementine, were enjoying a leisurely afternoon. They were nestled comfortably on the soft grass, basking in the warmth of the sun. Their owner, noticing their relaxed state, decided it was time for some Frisbee fun to get them moving. She tossed the brightly colored disc into the air with a graceful arc, watching it soar against the clear blue sky. Winston and Clementine watched the Frisbee's flight with uncharacteristic focus, their eyes wide and ears perked up. They loved chasing squirrels, but Frisbees were a whole new level of excitement. The thrill of the chase was irresistible. With surprising speed, Winston took off, his short legs pumping furiously as he pursued the airborne prize. His determination was evident in every stride. Clementine, not wanting to be outdone, waddled after him, her tongue lolling out in pure joy. She was determined to catch up to her brother. Winston, eyes fixed on the Frisbee, didn't see the small bump in the grass. His focus was solely on the flying disc. He tripped, tumbling head over paws in a flurry of snorts and yelps, his little body rolling across the grass, while Clementine, oblivious to her brother's misfortune, continued her pursuit. She was determined to catch that Frisbee. Their owner couldn't help but laugh at the comical scene unfolding before her. The sight of her two beloved pugs, each with their own unique approach to the game, brought a smile to her face. When exuberance outweighs coordination, Molly, a golden retriever puppy, was the epitome of uncoordinated enthusiasm. Every walk was an adventure, every object a potential plaything. One crisp autumn morning, as she ambled through the park with her owner, a sudden gust of wind caught a pile of leaves. The leaves swirled through the air, a mesmerizing dance of color. Molly, captivated by the spectacle, charged after the swirling leaves, her tail wagging with delight. She barked excitedly, leaping and twirling in an attempt to catch the elusive leaves. But her paws, still getting used to their size, had other plans. She tripped over a tree root, her legs splaying out in different directions. Down she went, landing in a heap of golden fur and happy yelps. The perils of a polished floor. Max, a sleek Doberman pinscher, was the picture of canine grace and elegance. That is, until he encountered a freshly polished floor. One evening, as his family gathered in the living room, Max decided to make a grand entrance. He strutted into the room, his head held high, his tail wagging with aristocratic flair. He was feeling confident, handsome, and utterly unaware of the slippery surface beneath his paws. As he picked up speed, his paws lost their grip on the gleaming floor. His eyes widened in surprise as his legs slid out from under him. He scrambled to regain his footing, but it was too late. He went down in a heap of long limbs and confused dignity, much to the amusement of his human audience. Gravity strikes again, a poolside tumble. Summertime brought with it the joys of splashing in the pool, and Buddy, a chocolate Labrador retriever, was no exception. The sun was shining brightly and the air was filled with the sounds of laughter and splashing water. He loved to swim, fetch toys, and generally make the most of the warm weather. His favorite game was diving for his favorite rubber ball, which he would proudly retrieve and bring back to his family. One sweltering afternoon, as Buddy's family relaxed by the pool, he decided to join them for a refreshing dip. The heat was almost unbearable, and the cool water looked incredibly inviting. He stood at the edge of the pool, his tail wagging excitedly. His eyes sparkled with anticipation as he watched the ripples in the water. He wanted to jump in and join the fun. The water was calling to him, and he couldn't resist the urge to make a big splash. He took a few steps back, building up momentum for his grand entrance. His paws dug into the ground as he prepared for his leap. Then, with a joyous bark, he launched himself into the air. His ears flapped in the wind, and for a moment he felt like he was flying. But his calculations were a tad off. Instead of soaring gracefully into the water, he found himself veering off course. Instead of a graceful arc, his trajectory took him straight into the side of the pool. The impact was sudden and unexpected. He bounced off the edge with a surprised yelp, landing with a splash in the water. The cool water enveloped him, and he quickly regained his composure. His family, initially concerned, burst into laughter at his less than graceful entrance. Buddy, ever the good sport, shook off the water and joined in the fun, ready for another round of poolside antics. Leaping for love, landing with a thud. Lucy, a bouncy Bichon Frise, was a small dog with a big heart and even bigger enthusiasm when it came to greeting her beloved humans. One evening, as her owner returned home after a long day, Lucy was waiting by the door, her entire body vibrating with excitement. She heard the familiar jingle of keys and knew her favorite person was home. As the door swung open, Lucy gathered herself for a joyous greeting. She launched herself into the air, aiming for a cuddle-filled reunion. However, her aim, like her stature, was a bit off. Instead of landing in her owner's arms, she collided with their shins with a soft thud. Her owner, stifling a laugh, scooped her up, reassuring her that even her clumsiest greetings were met with love. The Zoomies End in a faceplant. Every dog owner knows the phenomenon of the zoomies, those moments of unbridled canine energy that manifest in a flurry of sprints, spins, and general mayhem. And no dog embraced the zoomies quite like Charlie, a mischievous terrier mix. One afternoon, as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the yard, Charlie was overcome with a sudden burst of energy. He took off, racing across the lawn with reckless abandon. He zipped around trees, dodged sprinklers, and generally wreaked havoc with his boundless enthusiasm. But as he rounded a corner at top speed, his luck ran out. He misjudged the terrain and stumbled, his front paws skidding out from under him. He went down in a spectacular faceplant, his nose ploughing a furrow through the soft grass. Life's a trip, especially for a dog. From slippery floors to misplaced frisbees, the world is full of potential hazards for a dog with a penchant for clumsiness. But through it all, their ability to dust themselves off, shake it off, and bounce back with unwavering enthusiasm is a testament to their resilient spirits. Their falls, trips, and tumbles may leave us in stitches, but they also remind us to embrace life's little mishaps with a smile. After all, if a dog can find humor in a faceplant, surely we can too. These furry bundles of joy, with their boundless energy and knack for finding themselves in comical situations, teach us that laughter is indeed the best medicine. a celebration of clumsy canine charm. So the next time you witness a dog taking a tumble, remember this. It's not just a fall, it's a moment of pure, unadulterated canine comedy. It's a reminder that life is too short to be anything but joyful, even when you're face down in the grass. It's a celebration of the clumsy, the awkward, and the downright hilarious moments that make dogs the wonderful, weird, and endlessly entertaining creatures they are. Because let's face it, a world without clumsy dogs would be a much duller place. Embrace the chaos, cherish the laughter, and never underestimate the power of a dog's ability to turn a simple stumble into a side-splitting spectacle.